What's going on, guys? It's your boy JR here, back with another video. And today's video, as you can tell from the title and the thumbnail, we will be doing a review on this iPhone 12 Pro. Now, this is my wife's phone. I actually got it for her for Christmas, I believe it was. She was coming from an iPhone 10, and I believe that it was time that she got an upgrade. I think that was far enough for her. Don't get me wrong, the iPhone 10 was not giving her any problems at all. It didn't run out of space, didn't slow down, nothing like that. Everything was still working pretty much fine. But you know, I mean, I gotta keep a family up to date, you know, with the kind of keep them up to date with the newer tech. Not too often as as I would, because they're not too tech savvy as well. They're not into changing or keeping the newest tech like I am. But it was definitely time for her to get an upgrade. So I ended up getting this phone for her, and she loves it. She really enjoys it. She is on it all the time. Honestly, I don't even bother looking at her screen time because it's off the charts. So the first thing I want to say, this is the Pacific Blue, as you can tell. Personally, not my favorite. Apple did something different this year with the colors, which is perfectly fine. I mean, but the Pacific Blue is it's not really my favorite cup of tea. I'm still you know, the graphite 12 Pro Max kind of guy. So you've already seen plenty of unboxings, you've seen plenty of videos about this phone, different features and everything. So I'm just gonna give you just a few tips. Let's say if you're coming from something like an iPhone 10 or an iPhone 8 or something earlier, you know, still with a home button or whatnot, then I'm just gonna give you a few tips or suggestions maybe about why you would want to upgrade to the 12 Pro. Basically, my first thing is because of the design. Now, if you're familiar with Apple and you've been with Apple for a long time, you can see that the design has kind of shifted back, went back to the retro style. Here, I'm gonna move this box out of the way. We already know what it looks like. But so the design of it has shifted back to the square ends, the rounded edges, and the more boxier feel. So I still feel like Apple did a great job as far as the design is concerned. Now, this being a 12 Pro, it does have, you know, the shinier sides on the phone itself, and it is a fingerprint magnet, as you've heard many times before. But that's nothing that can't be fixed with a simple wipe down, you know, just boom, and it's gone. So as far as the design is concerned, I mean, it's very premium, it's very luxurious. I think it looks great. Like I said, the Pacific Blue is not necessarily my favorite out of them, but it is a pretty color. I will say that it is a pretty color, and I do like the matte back finish on it and everything. The camera, the way that the camera kind of is not too crazy, but let's see if I can get it to focus here. Yeah, the camera bump is not too crazy. It's actually not too bad. One thing I will say is that the size of the phone, I think for me personally, this is probably the best, one of the best things that I would say. If I wasn't a big phone user, if I didn't like big phones, then this would definitely be the size, because I can easily reach, let's see, hold on. This is her phone, so I gotta keep unlocking it with the code. But as far as, you know, just being able to navigate through everything, being able to reach, you still have to kind of slide just a little bit, but it's not too bad. It's not like the Pro Max. Like the Pro Max is a little different. One thing that I wish that Apple would do, maybe in a future update, is this gesture here where you swipe in the middle and it pulls down the search menu and your, you know, suggested apps. Maybe if they could give you an option to swipe down and you can get like a notification bar or something, kind of either this menu here or that menu. Just being able to kind of choose between the two would be a nice option. Apple, if you happen to see this, you know, just taking into consideration. Some people may like it, some people may not. I mean, it's kind of an Android thing right now, but that's one thing. So now moving on away from the design, it's just the usability of it. Now this is the 256 gig version. Of course, you know, it comes in 128, 256, and 512. 512 is definitely the largest. I personally like 256. I feel like that's a good median. You can't really, well, I know for my purposes, and let's see, for my purposes, I know I don't use a full 256, and the same thing with her. And I'm just gonna see this here. Let's see. So this has only been since Christmas, but this is straight based off of, you know, iCloud. No matter what phone you get, you always have iCloud. As far as iPhone usage is concerned, even her iPhone 10 was 256 gigs. She's only using 73.9 gigs of that 256. So that's why I feel like, you know, if you're not a crazy heavy picture taker, if you just use your phone just for what it's made for, simple stuff, nothing too heavy, I think 256 is a good size. Storage space, you know, for your phone or whatnot. If you hear some background music, my daughters are upstairs doing their whole pop culture thing. Anyway, moving on. But yeah, as far as the size is concerned, I think 256 is really good. Apple has done really good with the processing. This A14 Bionic chip is really good. There's no lag, of course. Now, the screen is 60 hertz. We already know that. Apple hasn't come out with that yet, but it's rumored that the iPhone 13 will have it. I'm not going to get into that too deep because they are still rumors and nothing is set in stone yet. But as far as everything else is concerned, this is a 60 hertz screen. Now, as far as the camera is concerned as well, now the camera, since this is a Pro model, you do have your 3 cameras with your LiDAR scanner on the back and everything. And it is among the top end, not the very top, but the top end as far as the camera is concerned. So as far as, you know, being able to take really good pictures, I think this is a perfect phone for someone who likes to take pictures, but is not that, but they're not like the, but you're not like the heavy photographer where you get into the small details of picture taking, you know, with exposure, white balance, different things like that. So as far as the camera is concerned, I think this is a perfect median. I gotta be honest, man, just all around, I really just feel like that this phone is a perfect middle ground for someone who is interested in having a really nice phone, but not too high on the spec end, and also someone who, you know, wants a really nice phone, but not like on the super low end where you might find some elderly people who aren't really that into cell phones and such. And trust me, there are some out there. This is a good phone for the person that's right in the middle. You can have fun with it. It's not doing too much, but it's doing just enough. Okay. All right. So as far as the design and performance, that's that, and that's how that goes. I just wanted to give you guys just a brief little look at the 12 Pro and my opinion on it. Overall, I gotta say, I do like the phone. It's a beautiful phone. It's perfect, you know, for speed and performance and everything. And if you're just a middle user where you just like to have a nice phone and have somewhat top of the line specs on your camera and your processing and everything like that, then this is a good fit for you right here. So of course it's 5G enabled and everything. So I mean, you're definitely ready for the future. You're definitely ready for the future. I mean, you still have your lightning port, your speakers, sound system, everything sounds pretty good. It's not too bad. But I mean, yeah, so everything that you need is right here, and it's pretty good. Now, my wife, as far as the case is concerned, you saw my last video, I got the Kumquat case as well, but this was originally her idea to get this case. So I'm gonna slap the case on for y'all. As you can tell with the case, I mean, it's a good look. The Pacific Blue against this is, you have to really be looking at it hard. You have to really be an Apple person and know the colors to tell the difference. And if you are that type, you know, then you may like it and you may not like it. But yeah, this is the case. So camera, everything is protected. You know, you got your buttons and all your cutouts and everything working real nice. Screen is protected well, so you don't have anything to worry about. And it's a really good feel. It's grippy. Yeah, doesn't slip out of your hand. And I mean, like I said, man, I mean, this does not feel like a bad phone. When they first came out with the 10, this was the size they came out with, and it was not a bad size. But I like bigger phones, so you know, that's just me personally. Last thing is, if you want to see how this compares to iPhone Pro Max, this is going to be your size right here. Got your 12 Pro, your Pro Max over here. All right, let's flip them over here and just see the back view. And you can see how that kind of matches up. You look at the camera module, those are right there. The camera module is a little bit bigger on the Max, but still looks good regardless. All right, so that's everything right there, man. It's the iPhone 12 Pro in Pacific Blue. Like I said, it's a great phone. If you like the middle size of pretty much everything that Apple has to offer, you're gonna like this. Camera quality is really good, takes great pictures. It is a Pro version, so you do have, you know, better camera capabilities than you would have on just a regular 12 or the Mini, but not quite as good as the Max. Price point is not bad at all. The 256 gig. So this phone starts at $999, which is not really a bad price point for what you're getting. So I mean, just a few little details about it, man. And if you're interested, of course, you know, you can go to Apple, you can go to any of your carriers and get it. By this time now, during this time of year, you will have some pretty good discounts on everything. So just be aware of that. And other than that, man, if this is your first time at the channel and you like the video, hit the like button, drop a comment below, let me know what you think, let me know what you have, and subscribe if this is your first time. Once again, this is JR Tech 3. I'll holler at you on the next one, man. All right, peace.